Must-try mods of August. Watch them all in one go. Hey everyone, in today's video we're diving into 10 freshly updated and newly released mods that are absolutely worth checking out this August. Let's get started. Boss Rise brings us 4 highly polished boss fights, each inspired by Souls-like design principles. While the mod isn't packed with massive content, what's here is crafted with real care and attention to detail. The first encounter takes place atop the Dragon Spire, a towering structure that pierces the clouds. Climbing the spiral staircase within, you'll notice heaps of bones lining your path, an ominous sign of the battle to come. Upon reaching the summit, you'll face the tower's ruler, the Fire Dragon. This beast comes armed with classic draconic attacks, swipes, charges, and tail sweeps, but naturally, its real threat lies in its breath. The Fire Dragon unleashes devastating flame barrages that erupt into miniature nuclear blasts. And because you're fighting on a narrow tower rooftop, one wrong step or a well-placed knockback can send you plummeting, so positioning is everything. In Phase 2, the dragon sheds its outer flesh and transforms into a skeletal bone dragon. The core attack patterns remain, but they hit faster and more often. What's more, it will start breaking the tower's floor mid-fight, sending you crashing down into the middle level for round 2. That second arena is more cramped and littered with mob spawners, meaning you'll now be fighting both the boss and waves of minions. Based on the overall pacing, attack animations, and stage transitions, I wouldn't be surprised if this boss was inspired by Dark Eater Midir from Dark Souls 3. The second boss fight takes place deep in the heart of the desert. At first, you might only notice scattered bones buried in the sand, but get too close and you'll awaken the lurking threat beneath, the great sandworm. This colossal creature lies hidden beneath the dunes, and unlike the fire dragon, it has no eyes. Instead, it relies on vibration-sensing cells to hunt, meaning your movement is what draws it out. As you sprint across the desert, the sandworm will erupt violently from below, attempting to ambush you with sudden surprise attacks. Its strikes are brutal, not just in raw impact but also in toxicity. Between sweeping tail whips and lashing charges, the sandworm will spit jets of corrosive venom, layering on poison damage for a lethal follow-up. Timing your dodges between these massive bursts becomes key to survival. The third battle takes place out on the frozen tundra, where a terrifying new predator stalks the snow. The Yeti, a hulking beast that preys on humans and guards its icy domain with feral aggression. Its fighting style is a brutal showcase of raw power with shoulder charges, sweeping arm slams, and powerful ground pounds that can send you flying. Once the Yeti enters its second phase, it becomes even more aggressive, unlocking a berserk mode where it relentlessly hunts you down. It also gains a ranged attack, lobbing giant snowballs to knock you off your feet or disrupt your retreat. In terms of visual design, animation detail, and sheer presence, this might just be the standout boss of the entire mod. The final battle unfolds deep within the Nether, where a massive new structure known as the Subterranean Arena now towers among the lava seas. The arena's architecture extends outward into sprawling medieval castle-like formations. Simply stepping into this place feels like entering a forgotten battleground frozen in time. But as you cross the threshold, a dormant knight awakens. Wielding a combination of a greatsword and dagger, this formidable boss unleashes a devastating 5-hit combo of cross slashes. If caught in the full chain, the damage is punishing, more than enough to overwhelm unprepared adventurers. Yet, there's a mechanic that skilled players can take advantage of. By landing 3 heavy attacks, you can stagger the knight and trigger a weakened state. During this brief window, the knight drops to one knee, bracing his sword against the ground, leaving himself open for counterattacks. In my opinion, the arena and the Fire Dragon's tower stand out not only for their boss design, but also for their exceptional structure generation. These locations are more than just backdrops. They're fully realized arenas that bring a cinematic edge to every fight. If you're building a boss rush or Souls-like adventure pack, this is one of the strongest contenders of the month, and The Companions mod introduces a collection of high-quality, tameable pets, each with unique mechanics and taming methods that go far beyond simply feeding them bones or fish. First up is Dynamo, a mechanical companion found inside a new structure called the Factory. When discovered, Dynamo is in a broken state. To bring it back online, you'll need to follow a sequence of clues and supply specific materials to repair its systems. Once restored, Dynamo becomes your loyal ally, unleashing electrical attacks against its nearby enemies during combat. Next, in swamp biomes, you may encounter some rare golden allays. If you equip them with a set of wizard robes, these creatures will transform into soul mages. Soul mages can wield spells from up to 9 different mod-exclusive spellbooks, though they can only carry 3 at a time, so choosing the right loadout becomes a strategic decision. The mod adds a unique soul furnace, which lets you bake a croissant egg into a croissant dragon. Tame it with a splash of milk, and once it matures, it won't fight directly, but instead periodically grows delicious croissants on its body. These baked treats grant buffs when eaten, turning your pastry pal into a living support unit. Next up is Cornelius, a frog found in the swamp. Once you lead a bee to him, Cornelius will be tamed and reveal his true nature as a card dealer. Feed him coins, and you'll be able to play a poker minigame. Leave coins in his inventory, and he'll use them to summon various helpers in battle. If you're generous enough, Cornelius might just become the most powerful companion in the entire mod. The minions are another type of tameable creature, each with a different variant depending on the dimension they spawn in. You can bribe them with coins. If the bribe succeeds, they'll join your side. But beware, a failed bribe turns them hostile, so you better hope RNG is on your side. In swamp biomes, you'll now come across larger witch houses, and at the very top floor, you might spot a magic hand sweeping the floor. Interact with it, and you'll trigger a rock, paper, scissors minigame. Beat it, and the magic hand becomes your companion. Provide it with a puppet, and it'll act as a puppet master, animating it to fight for you. The puppet can be equipped with different arms, ranging from rapid-fire gun limbs to scissor-like melee arms. The design is clever, and the animations are well executed, giving you a lot of flexibility in how your puppet fights. Combining the Shademaw altar with a Shadow Bell allows you to summon a temporary companion, the Shademaw. This creature is built for both land and water travel. It dashes across terrain at high speed, and once underwater, it will literally hold you in its mouth, letting you breathe as though you're inside a living submarine. If needed, the Shademaw can also jump into combat to lend a hand. Next, we visit the Teddy Prison, where you can find a teddy bear-like doll. Hand it a needle, and it springs to life as a tameable companion. Once tamed, the teddy bear uses voodoo magic, stabbing its targets with a needle to inflict cursed damage. If you interact with it using an eternal lighter, it evolves into a flying version, switching its attack to a spinning dive bomb style. Beyond companions, the mod also introduces a boss, the Sacred Pontiff, a masked, mysterious being with 2 combat phases. And just a heads up, this mod was only released 3 days ago, and a few mobs are still bugged, so I didn't showcase them in this video. Still, even without them, the companion systems, animations, and overall polish are already top tier. Definitely one to watch if you're into unique mob interactions. Dawn of the Flood just received a massive update titled Rising Tides. Let's start with the weapons. This update introduces 7 brand new guns, giving us even more options to fight against the infected creatures in the mod. From rapid-fire pistols to sniper rifles and grenade launchers, the arsenal is now surprisingly well-rounded, even though the mod isn't strictly focused on firearms. This update also adds a new wave of flood variants. Bomber Form is a non-humanoid flood that throws explosive charges and detonates on death, releasing pod infectors from its ruptured body. It can also fly and grab the player with its tendrils, dragging you high into the air before slamming you down. Bringing a slow-falling potion might save your life. Brute Form looks like a mutated green giant with massive jump power. It slams the ground to fling rocks at you and closes the gap quickly to unleash heavy melee strikes with its mutated arms. Infected creepers are basically suicide bombers. They jump above the player and self-detonate mid-air, releasing several infectors from the blast for a second wave of damage. Grenadier Form is a smaller variant that specializes in throwing explosives and planting landmines. You'll want to keep an eye on the ground while fighting them. Tank is the biggest and most durable enemy added in this update. With multiple phases and powerful charge attacks, it brings serious pressure to the battlefield. That said, the mod's high visual fidelity may cause performance drops on lower-end systems. So if your frames dip, consider turning off shaders for a smoother experience. Overall, a highly ambitious and impressive update worth checking out. 2D Projectiles brings a refreshing visual overhaul to Minecraft's ranged combat by reworking how projectiles behave mid-flight. Instead of the static, stiff motion of vanilla arrows, this mod introduces fluid, physics-inspired spin animations that make every shot feel more dynamic and immersive. Arrow rotation now scales with draw strength. The longer you hold the bow, the faster and more powerfully the arrow spins and flies. This added detail significantly enhances the sense of weight and momentum behind each shot, making the act of firing a bow feel more impactful and satisfying. I also tested it with various arrow-themed resource packs, and compatibility is excellent. The spinning animations blend seamlessly. Even firework rockets benefit from this system, adopting the same smooth, realistic motion, fully integrated with Minecraft's visual style. For players who favor archery or just want more tactile, ranged combat, 2D Projectiles is a lightweight but highly effective upgrade that's definitely worth adding to your mod list. Inspectability introduces a powerful in-game item viewer that functions much like a simplified 3D modeling tool, allowing players to inspect the fine details of any item model from every possible angle. Once inside the interface, you can freely interact with the item using intuitive controls. Left-click to rotate, right-click to reposition, and scroll to zoom in or out. It essentially turns Minecraft into a lightweight model viewer, perfect for close-up inspection of complex item designs. I ran a few tests with content from various mods, and every item, so long as it's something the player can hold, rendered perfectly in the preview window. For creators working on resource packs or custom items, this is an incredibly useful utility mod. If you're looking to bring more life and motion to the barren desert biomes, this Tumbleweed mod is a small but effective addition worth checking out. It introduces animated tumbleweeds that naturally spawn beyond your line of sight and roll with the wind into view, adding a sense of movement and atmosphere to otherwise static landscapes. Beyond just visuals, these tumbleweeds can drop small loot items as they roll, so if you spot one bouncing by, it might be worth chasing. Overall, it's a lightweight mod that adds a surprising amount of depth. Whether you want more immersion or just a touch of interactivity in the desert, this mod strikes a great balance between aesthetic and function. Now let's take a look at the latest major update for Born in Chaos. The biggest highlight this time is that the mod has finally been ported to Minecraft 1.21.1 under the Neoforge platform. And with this update, we can now fully enjoy it in newer 1.21.1 mod packs, so be sure to grab the latest version. Aside from the version upgrade, the author has also added a few extra features. For example, killing rabbits now has a chance to trigger an Easter-themed event, a fun little surprise. And if you head into the Clown Caravan, you'll find a special Killer Bunny ear item. While it works as a cosmetic, it also grants useful bonuses like speed and jump boost too. All in all, it's a solid update and definitely worth downloading if you've been waiting for 1.21 support. If you're like me, you've probably stopped relying on Optifine as much with newer Minecraft versions. But let's be honest, that handy zoom feature from Optifine is still something we miss. Better Zoom brings back almost the exact same zoom experience. By pressing the default C key, you can zoom in on your surroundings, and with the scroll wheel, you can smoothly adjust the zoom level on the fly. It feels just as intuitive and responsive as the original. What's more, in its latest update, the mod adds extra customization options. You can tweak the zoom step size, adjust sensitivity while moving, and even toggle smooth transitions for that cinematic feel. All in all, this is a lightweight, highly compatible Optifine replacement that's well worth adding to your mod pack. If you're frequently chatting on multiplayer servers, animated typing is a compact yet impactful mod that can significantly enhance your in-game communication. It introduces 5 unique text animation effects: fade, grow, scale, slide, and stretch, each adding a dynamic, eye-catching flair to your messages. Instead of static lines of text, your chat now enters the screen with style, giving your words a lively entrance animation. The mod also includes a custom settings menu, allowing you to tweak animation speed and style to suit your preferences. Most impressively, it works flawlessly with vanilla chat systems and all language inputs, including Chinese. Animations display correctly regardless of character set. Lightweight and easy to configure, animated typing is a great way to bring more personality and polish to multiplayer interactions. Alan's Unified UI is a sleek interface overhaul mod that gives Minecraft's main menus a fresh, modern look without straying from the game's signature visual style. The mod introduces 4 unified icon sets across key screens. In my testing, it also stood out for its excellent language compatibility. Whether you're using Chinese, English, or any other system language, everything renders perfectly without misalignment or broken characters. Thanks for watching. If you found these mods helpful or interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next week. Hey guys, if you're looking for a reliable Minecraft server, DatHost has got you covered with fast, easy-to-use hosting. Plus, if you use my discount link, you'll get 30% off your first purchase. They also offer a complete setup guide on their website and a 7-day money-back guarantee, so there's absolutely no risk. Give it a try and get your server up and running today.